the last, kill yourself before being captured. So the Japanese leader did not care how many soldiers, how many civilians died. We are insects, not human beings, to the Japanese leader during war time. That's why. Okay? So here's the evidence to show this. Okay. This is a very important information about truth. Okay? And such visible evidences are in the museum to show how destructive the atom bombs was. But this information is missing. It's very important. Here's hypocenter where the bomb exploded and the distance from the hypocenter. And this is a death rate. My grandfather was here. His death rate was 90% and died. Based on the two pieces of information, American Air Force simulated attacking the main cities in the Soviet Union and calculated the necessary atom bombs. To destroy Moscow, 6 atomic bombs will be needed. Vladivostok 3, Stalingrad 5. They want to threaten the Soviet Union by having the most destructive weapon. So the North Korea is imitating what America did to the Soviet Union. But even now, the nuclear weapon is the best tool to threaten the enemy. Okay? So many small countries want to have nuclear weapon. Okay? And another information you want to know is about this. How long the radiation remained on the ground. But can you believe this explanation in the museum? A week later, 1 millionth. Okay? Too soon. But scientifically, this is half true and half false. There are two kinds of residual radiation. This is the explanation of induced radiation. Induced radiation fades away very soon, as they said. But the other dangerous one, and that happening in Fukushima, is fallout or death ash. The typical death ash in Hiroshima and Nagasaki was black rain. Under the mushroom cloud, people are caught in the black rain with radiation and inhale the minute radioactive particles. So later it will cause internal exposure. But in the museum, here in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, no was internal exposure at all. It means every government wants to ignore the existence of internal exposure because they don't like to compensate the victims. Okay? And here's another very strange information about the effect caused by black rain. As you see, no was leukemia nor cancer, only diarrhea. This is not true. American, one of the leaders, second leader of Manhattan Project, said 1 month later in Tokyo, he wanted to say atomic bombs are very clean. Okay? Actually, there are 3 true answers to this frequent question. 1, 2, 3. These are all true, but not in the museum. You know, it is estimated the amount of radiation having been emitted in Fukushima is 1,000 times. 1,000 times than that of the radiation emitted here. And why even now we cannot know the true effect, especially caused by residual radiation and internal exposure, is the existence of this ABCC and new ABCC in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In the museum, you can find this very short explanation. They are explanation is true, but too abstract. They just started without giving treatment. But let me show you what they did to us. Boys were all outside on the playground, half naked. Okay? And the girls were taken into the warehouse. She belonged to 10 primary school, maybe 11 or 12. They are forced to take off all the clothes. And when survivors died, their organs were cut into pieces and became waste. So 28 years later, they were returned to Hiroshima University. And now they are kept here, but useless. As you see, no one can tell which part of organ they are. Okay? And such a deformed babies used to be exhibited in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. This was in Nagasaki Museum. This says no brain, no brain. But no more. You can find not only the pictures, but the word deformity, deformed babies in Hiroshima and Nagasaki Museum because of this. New ABCC is denying the existence of genetic defects. So they are all removed. No more. Okay. And the greatest problem with this ABCC is this. Even now, ABCC is ignoring very important effects, especially caused by residual radiation and the internal exposure. The problem is this: only in this institution, Hiroshima Nagasaki, the largest amount of data is kept. So almost all the internal standards, for example, what amount of radiation is harmful or not, comes from this APCC. That's the greatest problem. And another information is this. Do you know 12 American prisoners were killed here? No. Their names are all known, but no information about their deaths in the museum. American military knew their work, but they pretended not to know, and all of them were killed here. Okay? And here's a very important, you should read this on the website here. One of the crew was sent to Tokyo for interrogation. This is an excerpt from his autobiography. Why you cannot know this, especially in the US, you cannot know about him. But you can easily access this. The important thing you should know is what happened around here soon after the bombing. Okay. Here. This here are all Japanese hotels, and this is the inside of the this piece pack. Right. And many victims went into the river. And such a tragic scene was found 500 meters up in this river. And it took us almost 1 month to cremate all the corpses. No timbers, no logs, no oil. And under it, even now, original debris lies with a small fragment of human bones. And can you see this small green mound over there? The shining green mole. This inside, you can see names of the dead in the big boxes somewhere. There's such an incredible thing happened. 7 years later, 7 kilometers from here in the countryside, we found so many. and in 9 years ago. Okay, and another thing, Japanese people are very hardworking. Here's evidence. On that day, 4 hours after the bombing, it was impossible to treat them in the center of Hiroshima. So they were all sent to the countryside. Okay? And another surprising thing happened 2 days after the bombing.
I was curious about how to recover because the combination well through by the air, through by the land. So
No one knew about the radiation.
yeah.
Oh. So almost all the survivors who were outside came back soon to rebuild Hiroshima. 3 days later.
Is the citizen being forbidden to move out?
What?
Can they move out to the city in that time?
No, everybody can do anything. This is the Hiroshima station half a year later.
Wow.
Okay? 7 years later, we have completely rebuilt Hiroshima.
Wow.
No vacant areas. And the last information you should know is that all of the foreign visitors know our feelings toward American people, including American people.
Yeah.
All of them want to know. Okay? This is a main monument over there. You can see this. Okay? This is the shape comes not from the saddle on horseback, but the haniwa. Okay? So the roof is protecting this stone chest. This is the inside of stone chest. Okay, when I die, my name will be automatically added to one of the books. Okay? But such a vandalism occurs. Especially Japanese nationalists hate the word "we shall never live evil." So they are insisting the word like America did evil should be here instead of unclear sentence. For example, in Japanese we have no subject. We often omit subject. Who are we? What does the evil mean? Not clear meaning. So now you can find 8 books with 8 languages. Here, this is English version. The latter half is very important. Now you see, the subject of this short sentence is all humanity. The evil war includes what Japanese military did to Asian people. Every evil in wartime. But the word transcending hatred implies, in a sense, we have already forgiven the American people before U.S. government apologized. So all the foreign people I got legally want to know why Japanese people are so generous. They say it's impossible for us to forgive the former enemy before they apologize. Okay? And Vietnam, I talked with Vietnamese. Vietnamese and Japanese have the same mentality because most of us are Buddhists. Here's the answer to the question. Maybe this is the answer to the question. This is most well-known episode that happened.
Buddhist culture.
Yeah. But many foreigners say the word should be forgive but never forget. I think that this story is person to person, not to nation to nation. So I think that forgive but never forget is a little bit. Okay. So here's the article written about me here. No, this is set phrase loved by almost all the Japanese people. For example, meeting poet will never recall it's my guiding motto. And we never say remember Hiroshima. You know why? We always say no more Hiroshima, no more Nagasaki. We don't never say we remember Hiroshima. Maybe the word remember implies revenge. And you should know there are many things human beings cannot control. Existence of human beings is very, very small in nature. We should not be so